hockey stream on episode 336 of the VIG Lounge, where we're going to be jumping into NHL 25 conference final, Penguins and Bruins. Also, as we start, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you're enjoying the content. Now let's get going proper as Brian Rust carries in for the Penguins. Drive, rebound, score! Tricky Ricky! It's Tricky to score a goal unless you are recovered. Yeah, it's Tricky Ricky. Penguins lead it 1-0. What a beautiful setup in front. The rebound shot by Rust. Raquel finishes it off, and the Penguins get the first goal of the Eastern Conference Final. Crosby wins the draw. He lost the opening draw, but that's okay. Rust the drive, trying to get a carbon copy of that first goal as this top line goes to work again. Off the Bruins netminder. Puck's collected in the corner by Raquel. Now to Crosby. Crosby from the middle, and that shot's turned aside by Swayman. Sidney Crosby on the backhand. Denied as well. The Bruins look to get it out. Kept in by Raquel, who is the only goal scorer thus far, but we are in the early stages. And it looks like Hampus Lindholm is going to give the Penguins a power play, courtesy of some wayward stick work. Slashing is the call. Evgeny Malkin gets it back to Grizzly. Shot score! An injection of Novick tips in the point shot, and it's 2-0. Erik Karlsson with a long-range drive that was tipped in front by Tommy Novak. And just like that, Pittsburgh leads this game by 2. Now the Bruins have to bring it in. Charlie Coyle, who went from the Bruins to the Avs and now went to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Spoiler alert, if you haven't been paying attention to some of the trades that have gone on in the offseason thus far. Malkin looks to carry it in. He lost the puck. Charlie Coyle gets it again for the Bruins, Now Kevin Hayes brings it in. Hayes trying to get around the net, and he could not get the shot away. Brandon Carlo, who is an IRL Maple Leaf. And there are the Bruins with their first shot on goal nearly halfway into this first period. Kevin Hayes carries it in and loses it. Rest in peace to his brother Jimmy Hayes, who had time in both organizations, the Penguins and a brief stint, or the Bruins and a brief stint with the Penguins as well. Now we hear the "Let's Go Bruins" chant from these fickle fans at PPG. Shot by McGroarty went wide. Collected now by Kevin Hayes. Out to the blue line. Connor Timmins, who is no longer a Penguin IRL, flung one to the net. Traded for another Connor, this is Connor Clifton. Who is an RFA and may not even be signed by the Sabres. Puck sent in now by Matt Grizzly. Former Bruin. Now on the stick of Sidney Crosby. And it's Korpisalo in net, excuse me. I thought it was going to be Jeremy Swayman, but I was wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Sidney Crosby wins it back to Timmins. Big drive by Rust. And again, Korpisalo holds on to get the whistle. Draw this time won by the Bruins in their own zone. Back to the familiar face on the Bruins blue line, Charlie McAvoy. Caught in front, and Chris Letang with a great chance, but that was denied. Long drive from the blue line by Crosby. Turned aside by Korpisalo as well. Hampus Lindholm to Charlie Coyle. Now the Penguins look to get it out, but it's stopped by Pavel Zacha. Joseph with a hit now as the Penguins try to get the puck out of their own zone. Joseph gave it away, and then the Penguins took it back. Clogged up the neutral zone did both teams as Malkin gets away now. Malkin with a drive, save, score! Number 9, Korpisalo thought he had it. But Gino Machino cashes in at the casino, and the Penguins lead 3-0. I thought it was jammed in, but he just lost sight of it. And Malkin, using that big rig zone ability to the net, gives the Penguins a 3-goal lead on their 14th shot as we approach the final 3 minutes of the opening frame. Popped out. Saved by Nedeljkovic. Now Phil Tomasino gets away. Chased by a couple of Bruins. Shot save made by Korpisalo. The battle for it. Novak, who opened the scoring for the Penguins, got it out to the blue line. That shot's blocked before it could get there. Poliachonok steps up. And now he'll carry it in. Cuts to the net, save made by Korpisalo. Where's the puck? Now Poliachonok's got it. Back to Timmins. Shot blocked in traffic. Carried out now by Carlo. And Justin Brazeau, the Minnesota Wild. IRL. And that'll do it for one period of play. The Penguins, from 3 different goal scorers. Novak, Raquel was the one who was scoring. Raquel, Novak, and Malkin. And the Penguins carry a 3-0 lead into period number 2. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats, shall we? Shots on goal, 16-7, favoring the Penguins. Hits, 12-9. That's also in Pittsburgh's favor. Face-off, slight edge to the Bruins, 5-3. Pittsburgh 1-for-1 on the power play, the only penalty called thus far. And Malkin was able to get that power play goal. Or it may have been Novak, actually. I apologize. I do think it was Malkin, though. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. Let's see what period 2 has in store. Puck deflected in after the draw was won by Boston. Pittsburgh was able to knock it away. Now McAvoy to Hampus Lindholm. Lost the puck. Now the Bruins come away with it in the form of Elias Lindholm. Nice defensive work by Chris Letang to shut it down. And a one-time blast by Hampus Lindholm And just like that, the Bruins are on the board. It's 3-1. Just tees one up and lets it go, and there was some traffic there in the form of Pasternak and a Penguin. Puck deflects. Now the puck bounces off the wall. Penguins look to get it out, but the Bruins keep it in. Now it's fed up the left side. Dumped in by Ricard Raquel. Bruins get there first, though. Tommy Novak shoots! Save made off the pad of Lindholm. Rector McGroarty dumps it in. Collected now by Blake Lizotte. Cuts in front. Save made by Korpisalo. Approaching the halfway point of the second, Pittsburgh leads at 3-1 as the Bruins got on the board early with the Hampus Lindholm point shot. Connor Timmins tries to dance his way through. And it looks like the Penguins are going to be guilty of a penalty. Looks like an interference call on Vladislav Poliachona. Vlad for short. Okay. I mean, he hit him with his backside. I don't even know if he really saw him, but whatever. I mean, penalty's a penalty, I guess. See if the Penguins can kill this one off. Bruins have had a bit more momentum in this middle period. Draw one by the Bruins in their own zone. Now Letang looks to clear it. And Achari sends it the rest of the way. Collected now by Connor Dewar. Cuts in front. Save made by Korpisalo. Now we see Nedeljkovic and Korpisalo. Another draw won by Boston, this time in the defensive zone, but taken away by the fourth liner. Connor Dewar with a shot, turned aside, actually held by Korpisalo. Nearly halfway through this game, 10:32 to go here in the middle period. Pittsburgh lead it by 2. Achari cannot win a draw, but the Penguins are relentless on the puck. That puck goes out to no man's land. Shot by Letang! And Korpisalo covers. Shot score! Nola Chore! Double Nichols in front, and the Penguins restore their 3-goal lead. And that is a shorthanded goal. So the Penguins are definitely winning the special teams battle. They have a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. And now Kevin Hayes looks to bring it in. And he gets knocked down by Morgan Geekie, who is re-signed as a Bruin. Good for him for cashing in, having a career year last year. Now we hear another Let's Go Pens chant. But see, it's all about momentum swings. Whatever team's doing well, that's who the crowd is going to cheer for. No loyal fans in the EA Sports NHL franchise. Connor Timmins found himself a lane, but might have spent a little too much time trying to set up that shot as Raquel gets knocked down. Penguins trying to get it out, but the Bruins bring it right back in the form of Castleman. There's a feed up the middle to Malkin. Tried to get it to Novak, but he missed the pass. Thankfully, it was not icing. As Marco Scandella, who I believe is retired now, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to his non-hockey portion of his life. Stanley Cup champion with the Blues, if I'm not mistaken. In 2019 against these Bruins. Now the Bruins look to carry it in the form of Brandon Carlo. Long drive this time. Knocked aside by Nedeljkovic. The Penguins have it. Look to get it out. Pass could have been a little better on the Penguins side of things. It's almost like a blind guy is the one who's in control of the players. Bill Tomasino sends it all the way around the boards. Connor Timmins with a knockdown. Two periods down, and the Penguins have their second 3-goal lead of the game. Let's take a look at the stats before we jump into some third period action. 4-1 after 40 minutes. Shots very close. Penguins only have 23, and the Bruins are right on their heels with 17. Hits a little more disparity as the Penguins are out hitting the Bruins 31-22. That passing percentage for the Penguins, though, is atrocious. Man, I don't talk about that on the bad side, but that is awful. Well, on the right side of the score sheet, so that's all that matters. Bruins more than doubling up the Penguins in the face-off circle, 12-4. But what matters most is the Penguins are leading and winning in special teams with the only power play goal and the only shorthanded goal of this game thus far. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Let's see what happens here in period number 3. In game 1, round 3, Penguins and Bruins. Bruins win the draw to start the third and look to bring it in. Puck deflects and is now sent around the wall and picked up by Crosby. Carried in by Letang. Puck knocked away, and that's going to be an offside. Crosby wins the neutral zone draw this time. Penguins look to get it in. They had it, then lost it to the Bruins defense. Carried in now by Charlie Coyle. Charlie McAvoy. Around to Lindholm. Now Letang with a hip check. Joseph knocks the puck away. Zacha gets it back. And Nedeljkovic had to make an unexpected save, but he was able to pull it off. Penguins trying to get it out, but there's nowhere to go. The Bruins are doing an excellent job clogging things up and keeping it in the Penguins zone at the moment. Wide open and just missed. Nedeljkovic may have gotten a piece of that, but that was one of the Bruins' best chances aside from the goal they have. Letang with a drive, knocked off the pad of Korpisalo. Now Max Jones gets in on the shooting action. Nothing to show for it as we hear the Let's Go Bruins chant. See? Because they had the momentum. Now the Penguins look to change that. The chant stops. See, I was right. Shot by Tomasino. Covered by Korpisalo. Up to Flex. Now up the right wing side to Kevin Hayes. Hayes looks to send it in once again. May have been an issue with the malfunction at the junction with the stick. I'm not sure. But Hayes did have some difficulty trying to get it into the Bruins zone. Now it's being brought back out by Brad Marchand, who I believe is going to re-sign with the Panthers if all indications are correct. But then again, they did. Shot score! Kevin Hayes jumps in! Kevin Hayes has scored a goal! Penguins lead continues to grow. That play materialized so fast, I didn't even realize it until the puck was in the net. And is that Joe Sacco? I mean, he looks kind of close to him, I think. Not really sure, to be fair. $11:21 to go here in period 3. Molachari in, shoots, pad, saved by Korpisalo. Shot save made again by Korpisalo as he gets down low to stop the bid from, I believe, Kevin Hayes once again. Now Achari to Carlson. Well, that may have been Connor Dewar or possibly Danton Heinen. I did see a 3, but it may have been a 9 that looked like a 3, or it may have been 43. Anyway, Danton Heinen, the former Bruin, with a shot. That's blocked before it could get there. And now Erik Karlsson lowers the boom with a hip check. Not really known for that, but we'll take it. Matt Grzelcyk tried to get the shot away, but he ran out of room as he cut that in a little too tight before he let the shot go. Off the pad of Korpisalo. Now Tomasino trying to drift in. He gets knocked down. I'm surprised that wasn't a penalty with the way he fell, but maybe it was just a knockdown rather than a trip. I'm not sure. Guess it must have just been a knockdown. Malkin comes away with it back to Tomasino, denied! On the one-time chance at the side of the net. A lefty to a righty. I thought that was going in, but Korpisalo had other ideas. Now Sidney Crosby stops up in the circle, lets a shot go, and it cranks off the post. Brian Rust flings a shot. Save made again by Korpisalo. Connor Timmins with a shot. That's turned aside. Timmins now back out to the blue line. Napoleon Chonov lets it go. And I don't believe that hit the net. Kevin Hayes cuts to the brook. You can't even hear the 1 minute remaining in the period. The Let's Go Pens chants as loud as it's been all night. Look at this pressure. Shot score! Blake Lizotte on the spot, and the Penguins lead it 5-1. Or maybe 6-1 now, actually. Because we got to remember the Kevin Hayes goal. .3 seconds to go here in period number 3. Rutger McGroarty carries it in the final minute with a shot, and Korpisalo hangs on. It is indeed 6-1. Courtesy of Hayes and Lizotte. Love that we're getting some secondary scoring. Lizotte wins it back to Timmins, excuse me. Now Koliachona cuts to the front. That shot's blocked before it can get there. Timmins gets the puck back courtesy of a hit for Pittsburgh, then gives it up. That shot's blocked off the stick of McGroarty, who gets down to block it again. McGroarty battling with McAvoy. Kevin Hayes. Now Timmins. And McGroarty's going to look to dump it in. Puck collected off the board. Shot rebound in the final seconds. Turned aside by Korpisalo. But what matters is the Penguins take game 1. The final score, 6-1. Take one last look at the stats and wrap things up for part 1 of this NHL two-parter. Shots on goal, 38-23, favoring the Penguins. Hits, 50-36, also favoring the Penguins. Passing percentage got a little better, but I'm still not happy with it. And the Bruins absolutely killed the face-off circle, 17-7. But the Penguins took advantage of special teams when they had to and scored 4 goals at even strength to win this game 6-1. Thank you all for tuning in to part 1 of this episode of the VIG Lounge. I will be back momentarily with part 2 as the Vegas Golden Knights open up their series. But until next time, I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer 1987, and I bid you adieu. Have yourselves a marvelous Monday, everybody.